Oh, oh,
When I know that you're gonna be like quiet, I know you're looking at something else. Oh, hey, well,
yes,
welcome,
yes.
listener. You've downloaded, so in your ears, you've got episode. Shit, Deval, what episode are we on now?
274. Say no more, man. Say no more.
Say no more.
Haven't done that
274.
in a
So
while.
Deval and I, you know what? Oh, by the way, Deval, before we get into the show, wasn't last week's episode a really great episode? It
Yep,
was like, we get someone on the show, we talk about their experience, movies,
yep.
getting into filmmaking and all that sort of stuff. And like, yeah, I had a few people listening to
Different.
the show actually, and they were saying, "Oh, that was really good. Why are you going to
Mm.
get any more people on the show?" I was like, "Watch this
Well, we are
space."
actually. We actually are
Yeah,
because I think at the
yeah,
time. So this is Mohammed Kamal, who's been in
mm,
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He's been in
mm,
The Crown on Netflix. You can catch him on both those films and shows right now. And someone that he knows, who I've met as well, called
mm,
Ainsley.
yeah.
He's been in some really good projects. He's been in Hijack, that's on Apple TV right
Which we
now. He's
spoke
also
about.
been on, what's his name? Batman's butler. What's he called again?
Oh, Pennyworth.
Pennyworth. Yes, sorry, yeah, Pennyworth. So he was also in Pennyworth as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so been in some really good projects. So hopefully we're going to get Ainsley on
Oh,
in a few weeks' time to talk about his journey. So we're going to get these, these stars. I'm calling them stars now,
of
not just when
course.
they become, in sort of the general sense, but people to see where their journeys are, and see how
Yeah, man.
they're hustling to get there, and then once they get there, they'll come back on the show.
Exactly,
There you
and
go.
get us in their movies and whatnot. All right, okay. So on this week's show, we've got the usual for you, like
Yep.
we've got some movie reviews, some film news, some trailer talk, some streaming talk. But before that,
Yep.
Deval, take it away.
Yep. So we've got a couple of shout outs today. The first one goes out to the Industry Tea. And
Mm,
Industry Tea actually is a very unique event. So an event that happens every so often, whether it's to do with finance, whether it's to do with the media industry. They host events in London where you can
wicked.
actually talk to people, just like how we did last week, people that are in the industry and are, rising stars, and they talk about their journey and help support other people who are also trying to rise within those respective industries. So the
Mm,
Industry T underscore, go check them out on Instagram
wicked.
and interact. Second shout out goes to Naomi Gray Styles.
Oh,
She
what a
got
name,
styles, exactly.
Styles.
So yeah, both of these people actually responded to our post last week with the sad passing of
Mm,
Dylan, you son of a
son of a
bitch.
bitch.
Exactly. So Apollo Creed. What other uh, characters did he play? Oh my
Oh
gosh,
man,
Mandalore.
cargo.
I can't remember his name, the guy in Mandalorian, the
Yeah,
character.
yeah,
But yeah, so Carl Weathers, yeah, sadly passed away. So everyone sort of responded on Instagram. So Naomi Gray Styles, go check her out. She's also got her own thing going on Instagram,
yeah.
where she talks about different stuff, relationships, and things that are going on in society as well. So
Which
yeah,
is
go check those
important.
two people out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, wicked. All right. Well, listen, look, keep it locked with the Flixters, folks. And if you like what you're hearing, give us a download. You know what?
Yep.
Write a review, give us a shout out, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will get you onto the show at some point if we can. All right, let's move on, Deval. Now let's do movie news.
Mhm.
Um, so listen, man, you know, listen,
Mate,
Thanos. Let's talk
mate,
about look
mate.
Marvel and the big hole that Thanos left. So people are crying out for a great villain. People are crying out for a well written, well acted, well kind of. The journey of a villain is just as important as the journey of a hero. So tell us
Mm.
about Thanos. Could Thanos be coming back?
Do you know what? I loved Thanos. Actually, do you know what? I still do.
Yeah,
I
many
don't
do.
want him to come back because the memory, the impact, what he did when he did it,
Mm,
for me is enough.
yeah.
Sometimes things need to be left where they are. You can't redo them. Look at Friends. People love Friends. They try to do Joey. Do you know what I mean? Like, let it
Exactly.
be. Let it be. You know, Thanos was a villain that was probably the best villain I've ever seen.
Mm,
Maybe I can think of a few others, but right now he's the best villain I can ever think of.
yeah.
And I don't want Marvel. There's news of him coming back. Thanos Rising is some sort of prequel or some sort
Oh
of
man.
multiversal version of Thanos. So I think it's going to be a version of him that hasn't gone through the things that we saw our Thanos go through.
Right.
So it'd be a different version, just like what we saw with Endgame, something like that. But I'd rather not.
Mm.
I'd just rather not. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
they're really tweaking. Is
no,
it because they just don't know what to do? Like, because obviously they were in a bit of a it's a bit of a kind of like a bit of a
no.
shit zone in the sense that the Marvels didn't work out. That was the last one, and some of the shows haven't worked out, and they just don't
Mm.
have the ideas, Deval.
They ain't got the ideas. They ain't got the answers. They ain't got the answers.
Mm,
Honestly, and they're trying to recycle shit. They've run out of things to do. They know that Thanos was great. People loved
yeah,
him, and they're trying to use these formulas that have worked in the past. You got to move on, and it just
yeah.
goes to show they haven't got. They just ain't got it. They ain't got it.
And they were hoping that Kang was going to be the next kind of
Mm,
big villain, and
yeah.
now we don't know about that, whether that's going to
Mm,
happen or not.
mm,
Maybe they
mm,
need to focus on someone else now. Maybe Doctor Doom could be the next big one. Who
mm,
knows? But we'll have to wait and see when that happens. Let's move on though, because this one is quite interesting. So we know, Deval, about the Thunderbolts. You've mentioned it on the show
mm.
before. This ragtag, kind of like the Suicide Squad, but
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah.
Mr. America. No, is it Mr. America? Something America or US Agent or whatever his
US
name
agent.
is.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So we've had like kind of like the Winter Soldier's going to be in it, and so we already had some casting news. We know that
Mm,
Harrison Ford's going to be back as General Ross, and then because we know that the actor who played General Ross before he died, so
mm.
Harrison Ford's going to be jumping in. But now there's talk of someone else leaving and another person filling in the shoes. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so Ayo Edebiri, I'm saying it
Mm,
quite Black Pantherish, Edebiri. But yeah, Ayo Edebiri, she's leaving the Thunderbolts. She was
yeah.
meant to be one of the sort of characters in the Thunderbolts, one of the team.
Yep.
I can't remember who she's being replaced by, but
Do you know who it is? It's this. It's
it's an
Do you remember
Asian
this
act.
film called? Yeah. Do you remember this film called Blockers?
Oh yes, 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 yeah,
And
yeah,
do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
the what's his name? Michael Senna. Michael Senna. Yeah.
Yeah,
John
Michael
Senna.
Cena, John Cena, yeah.
Yeah. So his daughter is going to be the
Oh,
replacement.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough, but
Mm,
I guess Arya was like, "Nah, I don't want anything to do with this." We saw Stephen Yun, from The Walking Dead and
mm.
Invincible. He left the project as well. So people are leaving. Why are they leaving? They said it
Why?
was scheduling conflicts. I mean, usually when you're doing a Marvel project, everything else comes second. It looks like Marvel doesn't have the clout it used to have.
Mm,
So that's another thing.
yeah.
But that's not the only news. They're saying that Ayo Edebiri is going to be considered to be the new lead in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
This was news to me, man. So
Mate,
they dropped Johnny Depp's ass
mate.
because of that whole whatever happened with Amber Heard thing,
Yeah, yeah,
and now obviously they want to take it in a new direction. But I
yeah.
mean, yeah, man, what? I mean, what gives? Why?
I don't know, man, but we've seen. Some people think, oh, is it political? Because some people think, oh, you're changing actors, you're gender swapping, all that kind of stuff. Whether that's the case or
Mm,
not, a lot of people they don't like that. But also, not just that alone. I think when you've got a character like Johnny Depp, he's Jack Sparrow. That character is so special. They don't want anyone else to go near it. And
yeah,
I understand Ayo Edebiri's character won't be another version of
Jack
Jack
Sparrow,
Sparrow. It'd be someone else. But still, I think Captain.
James.
So yeah, well, I think Pirates of the Caribbean is not going to be the same without Johnny Depp. So
Yeah,
I don't know how people are going to take it, but only time will tell. Let's see what
yeah. It'd
happens.
be interesting. Just some interesting times, man. Like some weird shit going on,
Mm,
in the entertainment industry. So we'll have to obviously keep you posted on all of that one.
yeah.
Um, let's move on now. Again, this is like I don't know what's going on, but Well, I know the reason why Elon Musk has beef with Disney because Disney decided maybe, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, whatever it was, that they weren't going to advertise on Twitter, which is now X.
Oh, is it?
So yeah,
I didn't
so
know that.
because Disney believes that Elon Musk is, he kind of talks shit on Twitter, and there's kind of homophobic, anti-Semitic, like all this sort of stuff going on. So Disney, Bob Iger said, okay, you know what? We're going to stop advertising. Elon Musk, he lost his shit and basically came
Mm.
out and said, look, Bob Iger, you're an idiot. You're this, you're blah, blah, blah. Now, that's the backstory. Tell us how Gina Carano fits in.
Gina Carano is a gangster. That's what I'm
Mm.
going to say. She's a gangster. Obviously, she had beef with Disney, just like you said, and they sort of they they fired her pretty much because of the tweets that she what was the tweet? There was the tweet about
About COVID. She said something about COVID and
yes
about gender, something about
about
gender as well.
yeah, those tweets. I think about. I swear she said something about Nazi Germany or
Oh,
something
that was
in the
it.
tweet
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. I know Pedro Pascal had some sort of similar tweet that happened, but he had no repercussions. But
Mm.
anyway, so Gina Carano, she was fired from Disney, and now she's the lawsuit. Now she's coming back with a lawsuit, and Elon Musk is bankrolling that lawsuit.
That's
I mean,
mad.
that's when you got that power behind you. If I was
Like,
Disney, I'd be
behind you, yeah.
trembling. I'd be like, you know what I mean? I know Disney money's big, but Elon Musk has got people power as
Mate,
well
he's
as
a
money.
billion. Mate, this
Exactly,
guy is. I don't know if it's him
exactly.
or if it's the Amazon guy. It's they're one or two, or
Okay.
Bill
I think
Gates or one.
I can't remember who's top, but yeah, either way,
Yeah,
it's like
they got billions.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. People can
Mm.
argue who's top. Either way,
Yeah,
once you're in that conversation, you're on a
exactly.
next level, next level.
So and it's not just apparently it's not just Gina Carano, it's anyone who has been dismissed or had kind of beef with Disney, like any of the employees. He's turned around and said that he will pay for the legal
Mm.
fees.
Yeah, imagine that, and that means good lawyers, man. Good,
Mate, he's
good.
going after them, man. He's going after Bob. Seriously.
Mm.
Now talking about Gina Carano and talking about Mandalorian. So Devat, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but there's gonna be a Mandalorian movie.
Yeah, I heard something about this a little while ago.
And I was just like, what? When is this happening? What's going on?
mm.
But so they had like a what are they called? Investor call like recently,
Oh yeah,
Disney.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's one of those things where I don't know, like the the suits at Disney, they say, look, hey people,
Mm.
invest in Disney, keep the
Yeah,
money flowing because we've
mm.
got X, Y, and Z coming up.
Yeah,
And one of
yeah.
those things was a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So
Mm.
you know how we're gonna get a new Jedi trilogy.
Mm.
Um, we're also going to get this whole Grogu thing. So a Mandalorian. So Pedro Pascal's he's obviously going to be in it. Grogu's going to be on it. So are we now not going to get any TV show and just going to focus on the movies? I don't know. What do you think?
Good question. But I reckon they may just feature in some of the other TV shows. They
Mm.
might not maybe have, but I swear there's supposed to be another series of Mandalorian as well, or not. I don't
Um,
know, man. I don't know what's
it's
going on
weird. I don't
anymore.
know what's going on with them with the whole Star Wars thing, but I just kind of found
Mm.
it interesting the fact that they've decided
Mm.
that they're now going to make a kind of yeah, here it is. It's the recently announced The
Mm.
Mandarin and Grogu movie will be arriving in theaters in 2026, 7 years after the last major release, The Rise of Skywalker. So the news was
Mm.
confirmed by Disney boss Bob Iger as he laid out plans for the studio's upcoming projects, starring Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin. The movie was confirmed earlier in 2024 with confirmation that it will be directed by Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy
Mm.
and Dave Filoni
Okay.
producing.
Okay. John Favreau, good hands. Okay. Dave Filoni, good hands. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm up for that. But again, they're using like a formula that's previously worked. And now it's going to the big screen. I guess only time will tell to see if people have the appetite for this. It better be good because I
Yeah.
think Mandalorian kind of was going a little bit downhill. So they better make this a good one.
But don't you reckon it's interesting, Deval? The movies that they announced were Moana 2, Percy
Mm.
Jackson and the Olympian Season 2, Zootopia 2, Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and then The
Toy Story
Mandalorian.
5.
Toy
Oh
Story
my
5 in
gosh.
2026. Like, I thought that was it. I thought that was supposed to be the end. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, but there's no. They haven't. They didn't mention any Marvel movies. Please, please download this YouTube video to watch Deval's reaction. Please, just he's disgusted, and literally, and so am I, because we don't know what's going on, man. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with that one. But this, look, let's end movie news on this one. So Deval, you and I, we watched The Exorcist. We had our reservations. We were kind of like, you know, it could have been better. But the news here is that the director who was in charge of the whole reboot, David Gordon Green, he's left the franchise. He's left the franchise, Deval. So here's my question to you and all the Flixters out there. Who do you think would be a really, really, really great director to take that franchise? Because let's not forget, they bought the rights from Universal, whatever, for us. They spent a shitload of money on it. They are going to make a part 2 and a part 3. But who do you reckon? Name me a good director that you reckon will take it in some good direction.
The director that did Evil Dead, even the new one, I can't remember his name. I think it was
I
his
don't know his name, but yeah.
Spanish name. I think I can't remember.
Yes.
But I think he also directed Hush or something, or Don't Speak, Don't Breathe. Yeah, Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe 2, I think it was. But yeah, I think I can't remember his name. I got to find out his name. But yeah, someone like that would be a good bet.
James Wan?
Not anymore. No, not anymore. No. Oh, the person that did like It Follows. That hold on, wasn't that him though? No, that wasn't him. No.
No. It Follows was
The person that did It Follows would be wicked for that. You know,
Oh, what
It
about
Follows is
Jordan
a great
Peele?
film. No, because then it'll all be about him. No, no.
Yeah.
It'll be like a message in there and all that kind of stuff. No,
Yeah, that's true. That
no
is true, you
messages.
know? That's true.
Just you know what I mean.
All right, here's this. You won't like this one. What about Lee Winnell?
Lee Winnell, he's a Saw guy, isn't he? He's part of
Saw guy.
James. Yeah.
Because he did Invisible Man in he's done
Yeah.
Again, actually, yeah, he's kind of more like the James Wan type.
See, the Exorcist that I like, that's kind of underrated, is Exorcist 3.
Oh man, I know.
Obviously, apart from the first one, the third one was good. And there's that
Man,
part in the
that
hospital
feels.
where the person's walking across, just less than a 1 second scene.
Don't.
And in the conversation between the priest and the possessed one towards the end when they're in that padded room, such a deep conversation. Like that's moments like that. You just that's what makes the film. So it doesn't have to be all this special effects and all that kind of stuff.
Head turning.
The worst horror is in the mind. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So deliver us a decent director, and I'm pretty sure.
I thought you were going to say deliver us from evil and start doing the prayer.
Oh man, seriously. All right, so listen, look, go check that out if you're interested in the horror news. The Flixters? Let's ask the Flixters. Yeah, who would be your director? Who think of the director and let us know, and we'll speak about it on the show. All right, let's do new on streaming. And listen, look, guys, I've got to speak about the show only because I've heard so much chatter about it, people talking about this, and I was like, let me see what all the fuss is. And I started watching this, Deval, and you know what? It's like a book that you start reading and you can't put down. I binge watched the whole thing within about a couple of days. Honestly, it's that good. This is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And you know what, right? This is on Amazon. It's just been released very, very recently. And here's the thing. So they've taken a story that we know about. They've taken an idea that's in the kind of public domain. We know about Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. We know about the relationship that they had and kind of the issues. And that was the movie where they got it on when Brad Pitt was with Jennifer Aniston and whatnot. So there's all this kind of history, action comedy about this spy couple, but they don't know that they're spies. And then they've got a hit out on each other. And then they start, falling back in love with each other. This Mr. and Mrs. Smith we've got Donald Glover, and we've got Maya Erskine, who I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about her, haven't seen her or anything. Donald Glover, obviously, we've seen Atlanta, in not Mandalorian, Rogue One.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's Lando. I said Mando, but he's Lando. And
Not Rogue One. You mean the what's it called? Solo.
Solo, that was
Solo.
it. So
Sorry, Solo. Yeah, yeah,
he's big actor and everything like
yeah,
that
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. And the chemistry developed between these two people is
Mm.
wicked.
Is it?
I'm telling you, man.
Well,
They
wicked like
bring
hydrogen and helium. Like,
mate, they bring fire. They bring fire.
Rah.
And what they do is they do something really interesting with the show. They flip the script a bit. So like
Mm,
how in the movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they hate each other at the beginning of the movie.
mm.
In this TV show, they start off by showing how they get together.
Okay.
And then by towards the end of it, you
Mm,
see basically how it turns out, and it's not
mm.
good. It's not good. It's
Is
messy.
it?
So the relationship's messy, but then each episode focuses on a mission, and the
Mm,
missions aren't they're messy. You've got
mm.
guest appearances, Joel Kinnaman. Who's the one? Michaela Cole. You've
Oh,
got
okay.
who played the Riddler in the new Batman movie? What's his name?
Oh, the Riddler. Oh, the Paul Dano. Is that him?
Paul Dano.
Yeah.
You've got the guy, the Brazilian actor. Oh my gosh.
The one that played Xerxes in 300. No, not him. Oh, the one that
No, the
played
other
Narcos. I can't remember his
Narcos.
name.
Yeah,
His name
him.
escapes me, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's littered with all these kind of, what they call guest appearances and stuff.
Mm,
And, it's really great. So if you got the time, I would watch it. And yeah, man. So it's got everything. It's got action, it's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got relationships, it's got the romantic stuff in it. Something that I wasn't even expecting. That's how good it is.
okay.
Amazon
And
Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay, and all episodes are there at once. Yeah.
All episodes are there at
Okay.
once.
Okay. All
And
right.
yeah, so go check that one out. And now the other one that's just been released, this is on Apple Plus. This is the Masters of the Air. So this is Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks
Oh.
produced. Yeah. So this is
Okay.
I'm not sure if you remember, they had Band of Brothers, and then they had The
Mm,
Pacific.
yeah.
And
Good
this is
shows,
kind of
Good
great shows.
shows. Yeah, yeah.
Great shows. HBO, like
Mm,
when those shows. So Band of Brothers was kind of like, the army on the ground.
mm.
The Pacific was kind of like, the Navy, and now this is focusing on people in the air, the Air Force.
Oh, okay,
I've only
okay.
watched one episode, but you know what? It's good so far, man. It's good.
Is it?
And it's got the guy who played Elvis.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Can't remember his name, but yeah, the Elvis dude.
The Elvis guy,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got that clean cut, clean shaven,
Uh,
American, like all American look and everything. And,
All American, American.
exactly, that kind of that wide eyed, like, they don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Mm,
And it kind of goes into that whole thing about, all right, okay, so we've got the enemy, but then it's also about the story amongst, the characters in there, like the people who are going to fight, their stories as well.
mm,
It's decent. I'm not sure if it's going to be as good as Band of Brothers or The Pacific, but I think it'll be up there, and I think it's worth a watch. But I've only seen one episode, so we'll see what happens with that one.
okay.
So that's new on streaming. Now, new on trailers. This one is mad, Deval. This one, the one that you put on there.
This one here, do you know what? I've actually seen this, so I can't talk about it because of the
What?
embargo.
So not only have you seen Argyle, you've seen this as
Yeah,
well.
I've seen it. I've seen
Jeez.
the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
What a
And when I
name.
tell you, this film, I saw it ages ago. When I saw it, the special effects weren't even finished yet. So I remember
Fresh.
there's a scene where one of the characters has got a crossbow. I think that's one of
Yeah.
his special
It's Jack
moves.
Reacher.
Crossbow. Yes, yeah, it's him. Yeah, he's good in
Yeah.
it, by the way. He's good, but he's got
Yeah.
a crossbow, and every time he shoots a crossbow, it's a digital crossbow that comes out. So he's not actually shooting physical crossbows, but you just see like a digital,
Just a
like a
thing.
weird
Yeah,
looking
coming
one, and
through.
people just go, oh, but really nothing's hitting them. It's so funny
That's
seeing a
funny,
film that isn't
man.
finished.
It's
And
not
it
finished,
just
right?
goes to show these actors have to imagine all kinds of shit.
Oh
But
my
it's good.
gosh.
Henry Cavill's in it. It's directed by Guy Ritchie.
Mm.
Alan Richardson, who is Reacher, is in it as well. And you've got a good cast of like a motley crew of people that are basically a bit like the Bad Batch in Star Wars. They're just like,
Yeah.
they don't follow the rules. They all
Or
do their own
Inglorious
thing.
Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards, just like that. They're all slick. The
Mm.
dialogue is slick. Henry. Oh, I'm kind of reviewing it, but the trailer kind of shows you. But
Yeah.
the dialogue is slick. Henry Cavill's always like leaning against the wall. He's never like flustered. It's a good film. It's a good film.
So when can us mere mortals watch it?
It's out this year. I believe it's like summertime. I think. I
Summertime.
think I got to double check that, but yeah, I think it's summertime. I think yeah.
Oh, okay. So I've got a while
Mm.
then.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks interesting. Yeah, the movie does look action packed, like great cast, funny, violent, and that's what we want. So yeah. So we'll.
Funny, violent.
So that's what we want to kind of see. Now this one. Let's move on to this next one. So now here's the thing, right, Deval.
Mm,
I've got my reservations about this one.
okay.
And I'm doing my thing, right? This is A Quiet Place Day
Mhm.
One. So this is the
Mhm.
third in the Quiet Place franchise. And for me, it's got a bigger budget.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like what's that one from JJ Abrahams?
Oh, ah, I want to say it, but it's not coming to my mind.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Yeah, it was a k.
It kind of had a Cloverfield vibe to me. And then I thought to myself, I wanted it to be, I want it still to be low key.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this,
Okay.
from the
Okay.
trailer, it looks like as if it is at like moments of Cloverfield, the monsters, big kind of explosions and big like this and that, the other. So I
Mm.
don't know if John Krasinski's directing this, but that's not to say it doesn't look interesting. It does look interesting. I'm still going to go and watch it because Lupita, she's great. It's got our mate Jim on. He's in it. Yeah, man. What did you make of it?
This one does look interesting. It's out on the 28th of June.
Hmm.
Director is Michael Samosky. So
Oh,
it's not
okay.
John Krasinski. Still a ski. But
Yeah.
this one looks interesting. I
Mm.
actually could not recognize Lupita in it. When I saw the trailer, I was like,
She looks
who's that?
different.
Mad different. I was like, is that
Yeah.
her? I was looking at her thinking, I'm looking at her, but I don't recognize her. So
Mm.
she's totally changed. It looks like we're going to get more of an action film.
Yeah.
And these aliens
From
first
the
came
trailer
and,
anyway.
like, wreck shit. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
So
It's got to
just
be big screen, this.
yeah, it's got to be a cinema, big screen. It's got to be. Got to be. We got Killian Murphy, I think, is in it. No, is he? No, he's
Yeah.
not. No, sorry, not him. Jumon Honsu's in it.
Yeah, Jim Hodges is in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jumon Honsu's in it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It should be alright. Let's see what happens. Should be
Yeah,
alright.
let's watch it and let's review it, and then we can kind of get the
Mm.
lowdown on that one. Now, this one, this is Apple Plus. So tell us about this one, Dark Matter.
This one, I didn't put this one on. I don't know anything about this. Did I put it on?
Yeah, you put it on. Oh, no, I didn't put it on, did I? Oh shit! This is how well prepared we are.
Dark Matter. Oh yeah, hold on. No. I did put this one on. Yes,
Okay, you did. All right.
this
Okay.
one I
Yeah.
put on. This one is uh, this is an Apple TV show. Yeah, so this one is a sci-fi show, basically about an expert that's an expert in like space stuff,
Mhm.
astrophysics. Basically, sheds light on dark matter, which is dark matter is the stuff between stuff.
What? Okay.
Dark matter is the stuff between stuff. So everything that you see in the universe, like stars, planets,
Hmm.
galaxies, all that is stuff. Yeah, it's made up of
Yeah.
chemicals, whether it's hydrogen, helium,
Yeah.
whatever. It's made up of stuff. Now the bits between that, all the dark in the
Yeah.
universe, is a thing. It's
Thing.
not nothing. Dark matter is a thing.
Oh, this is
So
deep.
dark matter is, they say it's 98% of the universe. Only
What?
2% of the universe is matter. And then you got dark matter, you got dark energy, which they think is the energy that is actually moving, not just gravity, but dark energy is the thing that is moving things around in the universe. And these are things
Oh,
that are so unknown that they still can't fully quantify, they still can't fully measure, they still can't cut a piece of it and put it in a lab. This is deep stuff. So this film, is
oh
it film or
man.
is it 2 episodes? I think it's 2 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this sort of talks about that. Yeah, 2 episodes. Yeah. This is going to be some mad science. Jennifer
I'm gonna
Connelly's in
watch
it.
this.
Joel Edgerton's in it.
Joel Edgerton,
Yeah,
Edgerton.
Alice Braga, Queen of the South, she's in it.
Mm,
This I am going to watch. Dark Matter.
yeah.
Mm,
And
mm.
have you noticed about Apple Plus? They are really getting into their sci-fi stuff. You had Foundation, you had Silo, you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
All Mankind,
Invasion, All Mankind. Yeah,
all that stuff, man.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
They're
Yeah.
really kind of
Mm,
giving it to us with the sci-fi. All right, okay, so that sounds interesting. Go check that one out. Now, this one, um, this is called Long Legs, and you know what? I read about this. I saw a poster for this, and they finally released a trailer for this one. This
mm,
one it's kind of like it's got serial killer vibe.
mm,
It's got kind of horror
mm,
vibe to it.
mm.
It's got what's that movie where David Fincher directed with it's got Robert Downey Jr. and it's got Jake Gyllenhaal about the serial killer.
That's the. That's the. Not
You
the
know, the Summer of
jigsaw.
Sam
That's
one.
the. Oh my god! Ah! I know the one you're
Ah,
talking about. It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
you know the one that we're talking about. It
Yeah.
kind of had that vibe, kind of like a cult or some sort of kind of supernaturalness to it. But it's got Nicolas
Mm.
Cage in this. You don't actually see Nicolas Cage's um, face in it, I don't think, which
Is
makes me wonder
it
if he's the
Zodiac?
serial killer. Zodiac,
Sorry,
that was
Zodiac
it.
Killer. Yeah. True
Zodiac,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of, and I thought to myself, we don't see Nicolas Cage's face in this, so it kind of is Nicolas Cage the killer. I don't know, but basically the trailer doesn't give
Is
anything
it?
apart from this police officer. She's
Ah.
investigating this murder. There's kind of like these symbols, these kind of weird symbols that she's investigating in a book. There's shots of kind of like a murder, a death, and bodies, and all this stuff going on. Man, it's creepy as hell. I can't wait to
Oh,
watch this.
mate. Micah Monroe. She was
Yes.
in. Uh, she was in the film we just spoke about, the horror film. It Follows.
Oh,
And she was always
she's the
in the guest as well. She was in the guest.
yes.
There's another
Yep.
film that she was in as well. That's quite a horror film, and she's good in it as well. Long Legs is directed by Oz Perkins.
And remind me again.
Oz Perkins directed I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the Dark. I
Oh,
also directed no, not directed, but was part of Secretary, that kind of really weird film.
yeah.
Secretary had
Jake Gyllenhaal.
that had then it's the sister.
The sister, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, James
Maggie, yeah.
Spader. Yeah, that film, but also February. February
Mm,
is a film, 2015. It is deep.
yeah, I think you spoke about that. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
it's called February, but also it's got another name, The Black Coat's Daughter. This film
Yes.
has one of the worst scenes.
I remember you telling me
Oh
this.
my gosh,
Yes.
gore. And it comes out of
Yes.
nowhere. Do you know what? Oz Perkins is one that could do The Exorcist.
Exorcist. There you go.
We just found the director of The Exorcist right there.
There you go. And this movie, when you
Oh
watch the
my
trailer,
gosh.
it's got that horror vibe, it's got that
Yes.
vibe and
You
everything.
found the
Oh
gem.
man.
Teacher, you found the
Yes,
gem. I cannot
this is
wait.
it.
This is out in July. I can't
Yeah.
wait for this.
I want to
This is
watch
out
this,
in
man.
July.
I
Yeah.
hopefully get to cinema release over here. So listen, look, folks, go check
Mm,
out those trailers. We've got some great ones there for you. Let us know what
mm,
you like, what you don't like, what you're watching, what you're not watching, and maybe we can speak about it on the next episode. Now,
mm,
let's move on to Anniversary Corner. Let's go back 15 years.
mm.
So when you're hungry, you know,
Try.
you're starving. When you want to drink, you're
Thirsty.
thirsty. So this movie
Thirsty.
called Thirst.
Mm.
I mean, I know for a fact that when you put a movie like this on the show, Deval, this isn't going to end well, seriously. So tell us
Uh,
about this. This movie is called
mate.
Thirst.
This is called Thirst, directed by Park Chan-wook. This is a Korean
Oh,
film.
God. Yeah.
Park Chan-wook. Guess what he directed? Have a
Oh, boy.
guess. There you go. There you go. So you know what we're talking about
We
when
know
we
what we're dealing with
yes,
there.
exactly. So this film Thirst is basically about it's basically they tried to do a medical experiment,
Mm.
and a priest is stricken with vampirism
No,
and is
oh my
forced to abandon his priestly ways, and he now has to drink the blood of people to survive.
mad.
You know, this is something that a priest, imagine going around sucking blood and all
Out of
that,
the
having to
cloth.
do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this is a really weird film. The dynamics are
Mhm.
crazy, but
Yeah.
you know, this is Korean movies can do whatever. It's they just got the whole other spin on things, and usually, actually, the Americans usually copy them.
It's
So, do
so true. They
you know
did
what I
that with
mean?
Old Boy.
Hmm.
They copied Old Boy, and they,
Yeah,
Spike Lee, he did a version which wasn't well received. But
yeah.
you know
Had
what, man? You're
Thanos in it.
absolutely right. Yes,
Thanos
Thanos
was
was
an
in it.
old boy. Hmm.
Um,
But this film was a
Korea.
weird one,
Oh,
really weird film, fantasy horror,
mm,
and it's a film that you probably wouldn't have heard of, but it's worth a watch. Thursday. It's 2 hours long,
yeah.
and it just throws up all kinds of like crazy like plot lines and stuff. But yeah, I cut you off. You were going to say something.
No, no. I was gonna just say, man. Don't you reckon there's kind of like, especially when you look at Netflix, and now when I was searching through Amazon, there's kind of
Mm,
this influx of a lot of Korean content. Like there's a lot of Korean movies, TV
yeah,
shows, a
yeah.
lot of it, man. So it's interesting how there's this kind of Asian cinema, like, and before, I remember in the 90s and 2000s it was Hong Kong cinema was kind of
Mm,
really big. Now we're getting a lot of kind of Korean cinema, which is great. I
mm,
love kind of Korean cinema,
yeah.
and the movie that you put on there is great because this leads us into a movie that we're going to speak about. It's not even kind of like on our main review list. We've put this on kind of like on the hidden gem kind of section.
Mm, mm,
But here's the thing, Deval, before I speak about this movie, I didn't even know this. I just found out this today, right? So this movie is called the main movie that we're going to speak about is called Badland Hunters, and this movie is on
mm.
Netflix.
Okay.
But this is a second part, or it's kind of like a continuation of a universe of
Mm,
another movie called Concrete Empire.
okay.
Sorry, Concrete Utopia.
Okay.
All right, so Concrete Utopia is a Korean movie that came out in 2023. And so that movie is about a massive earthquake that happened in Korea,
Mm,
and only one apartment building survives. So we don't know the
okay.
reason why. There's one apartment building survives.
Okay.
And the people who survived the earthquake, they kind of rush in and they kind of, right, we've got to go to that apartment. And it's this crazy, I haven't seen the movie, by the way. And it's this crazy movie about how the people survive this
Mm,
earthquake and about how they need to live in this apartment building. So there's kind of like, they're fighting for survival and everything like that, right? So this earthquake, this event that happens in Korea, is quite
mm.
important because the movie that I did watch, which is on Netflix, is called Badland Hunters, is about the same earthquake and
Oh,
about the same building. So
the
the
connection.
the connection is mad. So this one, Badland Hunters, stars
Connect.
Don Lee. Now
Don Lee. Who's
Don
that?
Lee is the guy from Eternals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, him.
And what? Let me see. What's his? He's got a different name. Yeah, his name is Ma Dong Suk, but people know him as Don Lee. And this guy, Deval, he's burly, he's
Ah,
massive, he
yeah,
is a gangster. When this
yeah.
guy, when this guy beats people up, man, I'm telling you, he doesn't just punch people.
He's quite
This guy
thick,
is
isn't it? He's quite thick.
this guy is
Yeah.
thick.
He was
He's
in
got
Train to Busan as well.
Yes,
Train to
he's got so
Busan.
he's
Yeah.
really really well known in Korea. Obviously, we know
Yeah.
him in the West from Eternals. Eternals was a movie that obviously had its issues. It wasn't kind of like the best showcase for him, but he's great
Mm,
in this movie. So the premise of this one is after a major earthquake in South Korea, so it's transformed in this apocalyptic kind of wasteland where everything from
mm.
civilization to law and order has collapsed, and
Kai.
there's a doctor who is in the heart of all this. Now, this doctor is let's, for argument's sake, let's just call him the evil doctor. He's creating zombies,
Okay.
and Don Lee is mad. The premise of this is absolutely mad. So we're in this wasteland. We're in kind of Korea where there's not enough food. You
Mm.
got Don Lee with his nephew, or he's got his kind of like a nephew or kind of like a family friend. They're out there. They go out hunting. The opening scene is them battling a crocodile.
Are you serious?
Don Lee basically is fighting with a crocodile. The
Oh
movie's
my!
mad, you know.
An
The
actual
movie,
crocodile.
an
Actual
actual
crocodile.
crocodile. Oh no, the
Oh my!
CGI crocodile. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fact that it's like a crocodile, it's just like mad. And that's just the opening 5 minutes. And he's lifting the
Mm.
crocodile. He chops its head off.
Oh
He
my
sells the meat to the
gosh!
people who are starving. And then there's this sinister group who doing experiments on people. They need young girls. And then Don,
Oh
he
my
kind of looks after this
gosh!
young girl, and she gets taken away. And then he has to go in to this building block to try and save the young girl and kind of sort out what's
Mm.
happening. The movie's mad. It's got fight scenes. It's got zombies. It's zombies that don't die. You shoot them, you
Oh
kill them.
my
You can't.
gosh!
They keep coming back
They shoot them in the head or in the body,
everywhere. They shoot them. They shoot them everywhere.
and they still come
And
back. Oh
these
my
they still
gosh!
come back, man. It's mad. So I heard about this movie because a lot of people were talking about it. They were like, "Oh, you gotta watch this movie. It's called
Mm.
Badland Hunters. It's like it became like one of the top movies on Netflix and blah 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 blah."
Mm.
It's definitely worth a watch, man. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
it's kind of like is it? I can't remember exactly how long it was, but I mean, it's quite a chunky movie from what I remember. But it's
Mm.
6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. But don't kind
It's
of
all right.
let that don't let
Yeah.
that kind of like fool you and everything like that. But yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely worth a watch.
Hour
Great
45.
cast.
Not too long. That's all right.
Not what, and the action like it's just going to keep you busy,
I can
man.
see. Yeah.
Really, really kind of worth watching this movie.
Oof.
And here's the thing. I didn't know about this concrete utopia, so now I have to find that. I don't know where I can watch that.
Okay. Yeah. 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 You got to find
So
so
they're
now,
connected.
now you got to go back in it. Yeah. Now you got to go back and connect the dots.
Exactly.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's good,
Ah.
man. It's good. So it's got punch ups. There's this one scene in the movie where he needs some information, and they're in wherever they are in Korea and everything. He's got the
Yeah.
reputation that you don't want to mess around with him. So he walks in to this place, and there's all these other kind of bad people there, and he's like, "Hey, like shit faces, where's so and so?" And they're like, who do you think this guy? And he has this reputation, so they know that he's a badass.
Mm.
And then I'm telling you, man, he single-handedly
Oh
he
my
takes down
gosh.
like about 20, mate. It's so mad. The fight scenes are
The whole
mad.
the whole
Yeah,
crew. Yeah.
he takes down about 30 guys.
Oh my
There's guns,
gosh.
there's neck breaking, there's all this stuff going on, man. So it's up there. It's you got to take it with a pinch of salt, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's worth a watch.
Okay.
Friday night action movie, definitely worth a watch. That one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get involved in that.
get
Badland
involved.
Hunters.
Bad Hunters on Netflix. You don't got to go anywhere. It's there.
Mm.
Enjoy it and let us know what you think, Flixters.
All right. All right. Say no more.
All
Say
right,
no
and
more.
that's
All
it.
right. Cool. Cool. So what's coming up next? Next we got what have we got next for movies? It's been a bit of a funny period actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a bit of a funny period. I know. Actually, I think
What's
next
that one?
I'm not
Civil.
here next week, but the week I'm not here next week. I'm here the week after. But next week, Madam
Madam
Web
Web.
comes out.
Yes.
Madam
You got
Web
to watch
comes
that,
out.
man.
Watch it. Review it without me. I'll watch it when I get back. But I don't know how that's going to be. To be honest, Madam Web, I don't know. I really don't know.
We
So
don't have, like, on the show, we don't have, I mean, the Sony Marvel universe is, they've had misses.
mm,
Um,
yeah,
like, I don't have kind of like, massive.
what faith?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's a
Bob
horror film
Marley.
that's coming out.
Horror film.
There's a horror film coming out on my end. I'm not sure if you
Okay.
heard about this one, but this is called Baghead.
No.
Okay,
No.
about a shape shifting creature.
Oh my gosh, shape shifting.
Yeah,
Ah, don't want a shapeshifter. We've
no,
got Bob
exactly.
Marley's got a film coming out, the
Yes,
biopic.
that's out over here. Yep,
It's called Bob Marley One Love. And
yep.
then I think in a couple of weeks' time we've got Dune 2 coming out.
Mm,
And yeah, a few films coming. I think from now till summer we're gonna have a bit of a trickle of some good films coming out, I reckon. So things will sort of
yeah.
heat up again. Argyle is out now as well, isn't it? Yeah, Argyle's
Oh,
out.
mate,
Mm.
you've already seen it.
Oh yeah, so I can probably review it next time actually from my memory.
Yes, because it's been a while, isn't it?
Yeah, been a while since I saw that one. I ain't gonna lie, flipping heck.
Mm, I
Been a
know,
while.
but there's movies like I know there's people are talking about this movie called Maestro. It's got Bradley
Oh, that
Cooper.
one,
It's on
Oscar
Netflix.
film that is. Yeah, 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 Oscar film.
That's an Oscar film.
Mm,
So obviously, that's going to be a kind of longish movie.
mm,
But people are saying that's worth a watch, and there's kind of other um, contenders and stuff that we should kind of
mm,
maybe check out. So as we get closer to the Oscars, we might kind of watch a few of those ones. But yeah,
mm.
that's it. Keep it low with the Flixters, folks. If there's a movie that you want us to watch and review, let us know. We're more than happy to do that. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. See you next time. Peace out. Haha. Go on. Where are they?